Welcome back to Fit for Life. I'm Karen McKenzie, and don't I look taller to you today? That's because I'm sitting nice and straight. So let's pull those shoulders down and pull that chin in. And of course, you can't sit like this all day, but you should do it once in a while, even when you're standing. Remind yourself that it wouldn't hurt to pull that chin in. Even when you're driving, it's easier when you're driving. So that's something good to remember. You want to appear taller, you want to feel better physically. Try to straighten yourself out. It's too much of this. Watching television, reading the newspaper, even eating. People eat like this. So try to remind yourself to sit up straight every now and then in a chair. Stand up straight if you're standing. People aren't really going to notice it that much if you just pull your chin in a little bit. And you'll feel more lively. You'll have more energy. It improves your posture. It improves your flexibility and your energy. So if that's all it did, it would be worth it, wouldn't it? It elongates your muscles a little bit too because they get kind of squished. It increases your blood flow when you're straighter. It reduces muscle pain. And if you're over 65, you might have something that is giving you not a terrible pain, but you know it's there, and that is what? Arthritis. So it will reduce a little bit that stiffness of arthritis, but we have exercises for that too. But to warm up, we're going to stand up today. So what I'd like you to do is come forward in your chair and then stand up. Now, if you can't do this, if you can't get up like this yet, put your hands here, push down, and you can get up that way. Doesn't look as nice, but that's okay. So just a little bit of stretching for the upper body, and all we're going to do first is bring the feet about a foot, 12 inches apart here. Just drop forward. Let's get a little stretch in the lower back, your arms a little bit. How does it feel? Does it hurt your back to do this? Most of you should be okay. If you feel a little bit of something, it probably isn't anything. You're just not used to doing it, right? This time, let's bring those arms up. Take a breath as you do it. Did you remember that? And exhale as you come forward. And just drop down if you want to do something fancy schmancy. This is good. Wonderful. We'll come back up. I'd like you to go over to the chair. Put one foot forward and bring the opposite arm up. Now think of tucking under or pushing those hips forward a little bit. Reaching for the sky. We really need to do this stretch because we don't do enough of it, if any. So we'll bring that back, and then we'll come forward and drop forward one more time. Don't worry about right, left. Just have one foot in front. As you come up this time, I'd like you to breathe up through your nose, pushing those hips forward to protect your lower back. Bring that arm back. Wonderful. And then bring the arm down. You want to do the other side. Put the other foot in front. As far as holding on, let's use the same arm for this one. You're not used to doing this. So we're just going to push those hips forward. Let that arm come back as much as possible. Good. And then we'll just drop down forward one more time. So this is a really good stretch, all right? Feet apart. You can get behind your chair to do these if you need to hold on. So there's really no excuse to exercise or to do some kind of exercise. So this is nice, back and forth. It feels good. If you're holding on, very easy to do. You don't worry about anything. All right, let's stay over here this time and just bring that arm up. Opposite arm is up. Reaching for the sky. Hold on if you have to. You might get a better stretch. So we're just stretching today, aren't we? Let's bring the other arm up. Reach. Try not to do that. Reach straight up. Make sure your weight is slightly forward so the weight is really over the front part of your foot. And reach and reach and reach. Wonderful. All right, so we're warming up those muscles. Come to the side of your chair. You can still hold on. Let's do the inside leg first. This is a nice stretch for your hip. A little bit for the back of the leg, your hamstring. Good. And 3 and 4 and 5. We always do at least 8 of everything. All right, let's do one more. You can do this in the door jamb if you're walking from one room to another when you're at home. Holding on the other side, we're getting a stretch for the back of the leg, aren't we? Yes, we are. And we'll say 5 and 6, and then do another set. Do 16. I'm pretty sure you can do that. Wonderful. Another little bit of a stretch is just to kick to the back. Kick to the back. If you can do it without holding on, that's fine. The faster you go, the easier it is. Kick to the back. I just do this naturally. Do whatever you want with your arms. A little bit of stretch for the quads. Up and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Now for the back of your leg, this one I just think looks good. Just put your heel down, get that leg nice and straight, hold on for this one, and come forward. Get a nice stretch in your lower back and the back, your back of your hamstring. That's in the upper leg. I can really feel that. Try not to round over like this. Try to keep your back straight again, because today is all about posture, isn't it? And then we'll try the other side. If you can do it without holding on, that's fine. Keep the back straight. You're bending that back knee just a little bit. Your heel is down, your toes are up. And we're going to come forward. I can really feel that in the back, which means I probably need it. Yes, yes, yes. And then we're going to come back slowly. Just doing something like this, like we just did, gives you a little bit of stretching, just wakes you up a little bit. Let's end with the child's pose. So you can turn your chair if you want to, or just stay behind it, or get behind it. Holding on, you're just going to walk back. Your arms are straight. You can tuck that tummy in a little bit if you want. If you can do that and still breathe, that would be great. Let's flatten that back. Try to do a little bit more than you think you can do. Again, tucking this under your abdomen, your tummy, whatever you want to call it. Nice flat back, as flat as you can get it. And then we're going to walk back up. We're going to put one foot forward, same arm and leg, just like we did before. You're going to reach up. If you want, take a breath as you come up. And then just do your natural breathing. Exhale while you're up here. You're going to hold that for a little bit. Now, if you cannot go back at all, just stand up straight and pull that arm back. It works. And you look great. And you're taller. You look healthier. Yeah. Hand down. We're going to walk back again. Straight arms. So your elbows are not bent like this. Your arms are nice and straight. But this, I still feel like I'm standing up straight. So let's try to pull down a little bit, whatever you can do. Holding here, your abdomen, tummy, stomach. Your stomach is way up. We don't know it is, but it is up there somewhere. All right, nice and flat. Feel a stretch too in the back of your legs, and then we're going to walk back up again. Let's try the other arm. I'm going to put the other leg forward too, just a little bit. If you want to breathe up as you bring the arm up, that's fine. And then we can exhale as we go back this time. Push those hips forward, and then we'll come back. Now, I thought just now of something else we should be doing to warm up and stretch at the same time. And it kind of feels good and it's easy to do. You're just going to bring those arms up and then bend and back. I love this one. Up. Can you do 8 of them? You don't have to go as deeply as this. Just try to go a little bit beyond what you think you can do. And that will happen naturally after a while. So bring those arms up to the back so it stretches a lot of the body and the arms and the legs a little bit. Plus you're burning calories. It seems like a lot of people want to do that. Bring those arms back and then up. Can you do one more? If you just do this one, it's great. I mean, we're not usually in the mood to exercise, are we? Although I think when you feel better from exercising, you're going to be able to do more and you won't want to miss it. All right. So now what we're going to do is just stretch the upper body a little bit. So let's just cross the arms, grab those elbows, and then you're going to pull across. How does that feel on your shoulder? Yeah. And then to the other side. And you're going to feel differently on each side. It just depends on injuries we've had, or whether or not we exercise or haven't exercised at all through the years. It's never too late to start. Never. Pulling across and then to the other side. So we're not turning the body, we're just pulling the arms across the body. And then to the other side. Wonderful. One of the easiest stretches I can give you for the upper body is this. Clasp your hands together, turn them over so I can see your palm, and you're just going to breathe out this time. Don't come forward, just stretch those arms out. And it may not be comfortable the first time. You might feel it in your upper back or your elbows, your wrists especially. If you have arthritis in your hands and your thumb joint, you might feel this. But try to do it anyway, because maybe next time it won't hurt as much. So let's take a breath in first, and then exhale as you push out. How does that feel? This time you'll be able to go a little bit straighter. Let's come back again. Some people can only do a little bit, but as I said, next time maybe a little bit more. So let's bring those hands back. Let's take a breath up through the nose. And we'll exhale nice and straight, again, not coming forward. All right, this is a good one. I'm going to give you another really easy one. Just touching the back of your neck or clasping your hands back there. Some people like to do that, can do that. Get those elbows back. Feel your shoulder blades coming together. So getting a nice stretch there. How does it feel? Pay attention to how it feels. And I'm just holding this in naturally. It just happens when I do certain exercises. So let's come back. You don't have to touch your elbows unless you want to. Let's breathe up through the nose first. And then exhale as you go back. Wow, that feels great. How about a little bend here? I like this one. And then to the other side. Good. Come back up. Don't worry about breathing in and out. That'll happen naturally. And then to the other side, just bending down. And then coming back up. Now again, let's do a little bit more this time as we twist to the side. Really stretching all those 630 muscles out. And to the other side, we're using them. But if you just leave them there hanging around, doesn't do very much for you, does it? A little bend again, and then a little bend like this. Okay, we're going to do the 4 spinals, although this involves the lower body too. So let's come forward in the chair. You've done this before with me. The spine can move in 4. These are the main movements. So let's breathe up through the nose, and exhale and just come forward. See how far down your body will let you go. All right, keep your head up. You don't have to drop your head down unless you want to. Now, I really feel that down in the lumbar area. I can feel that. All right, let's breathe up through the nose as we come up. If you forget, that's okay. Just don't hold your breath when you're exercising. Okay, great. Let's just come forward. Let the arms, hands hang down here. Can you touch your ankle? Your shin first, then the ankle, if you can touch the floor, if you want to touch the floor. See, each time you do it, you'll be able to go a little bit more. I mean, it happens. If you stop doing this, you go back to the way you were before, very stiff with not much muscle extension. So just keep that in mind, all right? So your spine can flex. This is flexion. And yes, we've done it in our other classes. This is spinal extension, just bringing those arms up, grab that wrist, pull up. How does that feel? Yeah, not too bad. And of course, you're helping also by holding on and pulling up. Good. Wonderful. Great. Now we'll bring the arms down. There's something called spinal rotation, rotating the spine, which we do a lot in yoga, which we'll do in another couple of classes pretty soon. I'll just turn the body a little bit. Now, if it's really difficult to do this, you can't do it at all, you can just turn a little bit so you're on an angle. Your quadriceps or your thighs are parallel. Pull yourself up, pull those shoulders down, and just pull yourself around. How does that feel? You can feel that a little. It's not pain, but you can feel it because those muscles are tight and they want to stay there. Right? We don't want that. Pull yourself around. Again, my shoulders start coming up, so let's pull those down too. Take this arm, the one that's closest to the back, and just flip it over the back. And keep going, keep going, keep going. Pull yourself around. Wonderful. Now stay here, but I want you to turn your head in the opposite direction. So you started like this, and just do what you can do, even if it's an inch. Just turn that head in the opposite direction. Wonderful. So we'll go to the other side. I think I'm going to put them on an angle, my thighs on an angle, holding on, just pulling myself around. Now when you use the chair, it is a little bit easier. Pull the shoulders down though, and I forgot to say pull your chin in, don't forget. Good. And then we're going to take this arm and just flip it over. Keep turning in that direction, pull that chin in. Tighten your abdomen here if you want. And then we'll turn the head back slowly and slowly. How does that feel? Feel pretty good? You're getting nice and stretched. You will be a little bit taller when you finish today. But try to remember your posture. It's really, really important. Wonderful. And then we'll come back. Now we're going to do the fourth stretch for your body. So you're going to take this hand, cross it over. You can put one foot in front if you'd like. Breathe up through the nose. And we're going to bend. Your spine can bend. You're reaching up. Up and up. How do you feel? I hope you feel good. You feel like you're doing something. Cross over. Let's take the other arm and breathe up, up and up. Reaching up as you bend. Yeah, this side's a little stiffer. I can feel that. All right. And then we'll come back. Now I'm going to give you something that's simple but effective. And I think we've already done a little bit of it. So why don't we do this? Good. Clasp. This time I'm going to clasp my hands, even though it's going to mess my hair. Sitting up straight. Bring the elbows down a little if you can. Let's breathe up through that nose again. And exhale back. Even if you can only move 1/4 of an inch, a 1/2 inch, it's a really good stretch. It opens up the front part of your body so you can breathe better too. And this helps with arthritis. Unless you have arthritis and the joint is red or swollen or you're in pain, you're not going to do these things. But most of us just have some good old general arthritis, but you can work with it in most cases. Yes. Do a little turn again here. And then we'll turn back. Is anyone hearing any clicking, any noises? We'll come back. That's called crepitus. It's just the drying of the tendons, and we don't have as much moisture as we age, do we? In back. Wonderful. All right, now let's do something that kind of feels good, and it's more of a kind of a resting exercise. Just make some circles with your elbows. You're still stretching a little bit, not much. So mostly we've been working on the upper body, but we've got a lower body too. I think we better get going. Let's go in the opposite directions. Always try to do at least 8 or 10. And when you do this on your own, you can do more, or you can do 2 sets and really, really get a good workout. Okay, so now I think you're going to be able to relax a little bit more. Don't forget your water. See that? Very important. That's why I always bring it with me. Good. Tastes good? That's our fuel, isn't it? All right, we're going to sit back, slide back a little bit, or slide forward. Put your back on the back of the chair, both legs out. So what about this? Is this good? No, no, nice and straight. Don't forget your posture. Pull that chin in. In this case, you would only have to really think of your chin. Okay? And you're just going to point and then flex. So we're pointing the toes, and then we're flexing that toe back towards your body. You can do one leg at a time if you want, but because we only have a half an hour, we're going to do two legs together. So it's point and flex. If you want to tighten this or tone this area here, your abdomen, you bring your back away from the chair and do it, and just bring your arms out. Do whatever you want with your arms, or you can hold on. You can do whatever, but you're going to feel this tighten a little bit. So that's good. So it's point and flex. You can do it fast or slow, and it's going to stretch the lower leg back and front. Let's put one foot down and circle. This can be done lying in bed. You can do it. Be really lazy about it if you want. And around and around. Let's go in the other direction. Do at least, I would say 10, especially if you're doing bed exercises. 10 repetitions. Let's do the other side, and we're just going to circle. And I think this feels great. It does help, too, with your balance to have a flexible ankle. Really an important exercise. And around. Wonderful. Good. Let's do this. You're going to come forward in your chair a little bit. Just lift one leg up, all right, and circle that foot. Can you do it without holding on? If you have to hold on, that's okay, but you're also tightening and toning your abdomen. And then we'll circle. Just easy stuff. And if you want to be a little bit lazy about it, you can just kind of sit back and do it, because we're working on the lower body mostly. Try the other side. Just lift that up. Good. Around. See, did you hear that little crunch there? It wasn't painful. It's just what happens when our muscles aren't used to working. Lift knee and foot. Try this with me. Straight out. Flex that toe back and just circle that a couple of times. Good. And then we'll do the other side. Great. All right. I think today we're going to do one more, and then we're going to do our Grecian stretch, which is for the whole body, the front and the back and the lower and the upper. And I love to end like that because that gives us a really, really great stretch. Okay, try this with me. If you can do it, bring your leg up. Watch that posture. Pull that chin in. And we're going to hold on. If you can't bring your leg and place it on your thigh, you can do this down here. You can cross right at your ankle. So pull back in again. Nice and tall. You can see my neck now, right? Inside of the knee, just very gently push down. Even if it's 1/8 of an inch, 1/2 an inch, it's a good stretch for your hip. Some of you may not be able to do this. Maybe you've had surgery. Always check with your doctor if it's something you haven't done before, like in this case. Very gently. Take this hand and just put it, there's a big space here. Bring that arm right through. So we're holding under the leg. This hand is over. You're pulling yourself up nice and tall. If you want to work on that hip a little bit, just pull that down. Wonderful. Okay. And then we'll go to the other side. And yes, you would do all of these longer. And you could be writing these things down. I know it isn't so easy when you're actually doing it because you don't want to take time away from doing it. Inside, very gently push down. If you were crossing down here, you could still do a little bit of this, so you'd get a little bit of a stretch. But I like to do this one, and I'm using my hands to help. So it's a little bit easier, but I can really feel that in the hip. Nice and tall. Let's look up at the ceiling. Why don't we push our chin up toward the ceiling? And then relax it. Now let's drop the chin down. Get a nice stretch in the back of your neck. Boy, we're stretching a lot today, aren't we? Drop it right down. And we're going to bring that head right back up. All right. Now we're going to steal something from yoga here. We're going to put both hands right here on the knees, but we're going to pull those shoulders down. All right, now you're going to kind of pull against your knees. Bring the shoulders down, as I said, and look up at the ceiling. Now your back should be almost perfectly straight, unless your posture is really poor and you can't help it. So we're just going to drop down. Pull that abdomen in if you can. Great. Now, if I said do the opposite, what would you do? You drop your chin down, lift your shoulders up, and round your back. You're getting a nice flexion back there in your spine. You can round it now, but now I want to kind of correct that by pulling against the knees, lifting your head up, pulling those shoulders down. And I think we're going to end the show like this today. We've done quite a bit. And you should feel better. Hopefully you'll sleep a little bit better. If the weather's good, get out there and walk. Do your aerobic exercise. Pulling yourself right up. I want to thank you for joining me today and trying everything with me. I appreciate that when you do that. Do the best you can. Let's bring those arms right up. Grab that wrist. Very gently push back. 2, just like we started. 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. And remember, we don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. We think we can't do anything anymore, but we can. So thanks for joining me today. We'll see you next time. We'll have a great time, and you're going to feel better. Bye.